Governor Willie Obiano sworn in as Anambra governor for a second term. Stakeholders in education decry low women participation in sciences. Inspector General of Police orders immediate withdrawal of policemen from VIPs. Welcome to the AM News. I am Eunice Johnson. The people of Anambra State, southeast Nigeria, went to the polls on the 18th of November 2017 to re-elect the state governor in what has so far been described as the most contested and keenly monitored elections in Nigeria. Incumbent Governor Willie Obiano was returned re-elected and recently sworn in for another 4 years in office. TVN's Bennett Joshua completes the story.
The governor of Anambra State, Willie Obiano, has begun a second term in office after emerging the winner of a hotly contested governorship election in November 18, 2017. The Chief Judge of the state, Justice Peter Umedi, swore in the governor and his deputy at the Alex Ekweme Square in Awka.
Willie Mado Abrojuku Obiano, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful, and bear true allegiance.
In his acceptance speech, Governor Obiano called for partnership in building a new Anambra.
We shall work together, live together, and create new narratives with happy endings for ourselves.
The people say it is a new dawn.
Obiano is new dawn and is a continuation of new dawn.
We have had a couple of people run this state. Nobody, repeat, has recorded progress like Obiano.
Highlights of the events include mounting of theirs and inspection of the parade by the police.
Stakeholders in the education sector have decried the low involvement of women in the fields of science and technology. A conference was recently organized in Nigeria with the aim of changing the status quo. TVN's Bennett Joshua reports.
Women have for decades shied away from science and technology-related endeavors. The situation accounts for the high number of men and indeed boys in this area of knowledge. This issue, among others, explains why women in technical education and employment, drawn from polytechnics nationwide, converge in Nekede, Imo State. Their concern is to address the situation by creating an opportunity for the girl child to meet the demands of time.
So the third objective is to provide a platform whereby the girl child will be trained appropriately to be able to meet the challenges of the workplace.
So many women are out there contributing their own part to the society. So don't just be that girl that sits and expects everything to fall on her lap.
The rector of the Federal Polytechnic Nekede, Dr. Sele Njoko, called on women to work towards realizing the goals of the conference.
You have to catch them young. Build self-confidence in that girl. Start exposing her to challenges so that she will now fight her cause.
The conference tagged science, technology, entrepreneurship, and women employment and sustainable development, the new paradigm. Featured paper presentation and recognition of women who have excelled in their areas of work. From Abuja, Bennett Joshua, TVN News.
The Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, has ordered the immediate withdrawal of police officers attached to VIPs in the country. The IGP said that the force had perfected plans to withdraw its mobile personnel back to the barracks. IGP Idris cited the security challenges facing the country as reasons for the action. The police boss, who announced the measure during a conference with senior officers in Abuja, stated that the directive also affects private businesses, multinational companies, and other corporate organizations enjoying special police services. When we return from the break, ECOWAS organizes media workshop against terrorism. for staying tuned. The growing trend of violent extremism in terrorism in Africa has become a source of concern. This concern brought together stakeholders from the economic community of West African states, ECOWAS, with a view to equipping the media in a joint effort at peaceful coexistence. TVN's Bennett Joshua reports.
Africa, and indeed West Africa, has in the past 10 years attracted wide and far-reaching media coverage, most times for the wrong reasons. From Mali to Kenya, Nigeria to Egypt and Somalia, the continent has been inundated with news about violent extremism and terrorism.
That we have a tendency, what we've done in the past, of glorifying terrorism. That's part of what we need to avoid if we're dealing with counter-violent extremism. Because all you do is, you actually make it attractive to the young man out there with the kind of stories you're writing.
To create a better narrative towards combating this scourge, experts agree that the media must play a crucial rallying point. Other papers presented at the sensitization workshop organized by the Economic Community of West African States in Bauchi highlights the role of community-based stakeholders in the war against drug abuse. Plus, the religious perspective of countering violent extremism, in addition with a symbolic rally that advocates for stakeholders' effort at peaceful coexistence. The workshop is a soft approach at preventing violent extremism through proper equipping of the fourth estate of the realm.
And in sports, Liverpool winger Mohamed Salah is on his way to win the Golden Shoe with the most goals in Europe. Salah scored 4 times against Watford last Saturday to take his league tally to the 28th for the season. His reach is 3 times more than his nearest challenger, Lionel Messi of Barcelona. He will become the second Premier League player in the last 11 seasons to win the Golden Shoe should he finish ahead of the Argentine football maestro. The Golden Boot table is ranked on points with goals scored in Europe's top 5 leagues worth 2 points. And on the foreign scene, South Africa is to pay $100 to families of 144 psychiatric patients who died of neglect. Many of the deaths occurred due to pneumonia, dehydration, and diarrhea after patients were hurriedly transferred from a private hospital to 27 poorly prepared facilities as cost-cutting measure. A judge had described the situation as a terrible tale of death and torture. More than 1,700 patients were moved out of the Johannesburg Life Healthcare Esidimeni Hospital in a decision that Justice Dikang Museneke criticized as irrational. To end the news, a recap of the major stories. Governor Willie Obiano sworn in as Anambra governor for a second term. Stakeholders in education decry low women participation in sciences. Inspector General of Police orders immediate withdrawal of police from VIPs. And that's the AM News on Television Nigerian. But before I go, I leave you with this thought. The pillars of truth and justice are the pillars of the society. Thanks for staying tuned. I'm Eunice Johnson. Do have a brilliant day ahead.